Hey, hey, I be rolling off a beat. Bitches coming, yeah, they coming overseas. I be coolin' with the squad, I be cooking with the team. Yeah, we living out the life, yeah, we living out the dream.
Now you already know, Limitless Gear is out. You can DM me for sizing or prices and get it while it's hot, baby.
We living out the life, yeah, we living out the dream. Yeah, we living out the dream.
Cool. So we here with it. He pulled up.
I'm here.
I want to say thank you for all the support for the Limitless family. Another podcast, first live podcast. We here with it.
Okay.
Putting the city on the map.
You know the vibes. Yes,
You already know the vibe. You want to introduce yourself a little bit?
Oh, I don't mind doing that. Listen up. How's everybody doing out there, first and foremost? I go by the name of Jabbar Hakeem. I'm representing New Jersey. I'm representing New Leaders. I'm a rap artist / social influencer. Shout out to Garfield. Shout out to Inglewood. Shout out to whole New Jersey. We here to take over. Let's get it.
Yeah, that's what's up. We here with it.
Yeah,
It was good to have you on the show right here.
Appreciate you having me.
Had a lot of people coming on this show and stuff like that. You have a good career going on right now. Definitely like a career that's influencing your young town in Garfield and things like that as well. So it's always a good thing to have you on here. So what is a little bit like what you do now? Is it just music or what's going on with that?
Yeah, mainly as of right now, I would say the main focus is the music. I just dropped my third solo EP, Back Going Savage. It's out right now, available on all platforms. We're getting great feedback from that. Everything organic. I'm independent, so there's no labels, you feel me? Everything is independent, everything is natural, everything is real. But yeah, we mainly focused on the music right now. Like I said, that EP is out. I also dropped another EP called Quarantine Music, like post-corona, you know what I mean? Shout out my brother Max Stacks. That's out right now, available on all platforms. Link is in the bio as well. And yeah, so just to answer that question and not steer too much off or too far off, the main focus right now is definitely the music. Definitely the music.
For sure. And I was listening to both the projects, the album, Back Going Savage. My favorite song on there is definitely a little different.
Oh yeah.
That song is hard right there.
Yeah,
It's
they
fire.
like that one. That's that motivation right there, man. For
Yeah,
real.
definitely. So I just want to get back onto that song a little bit. It's called A Little Different. So I wanted to know what separates you from the artists coming up now? What makes you a little different?
Oh, that's a great question. Just to summarize everything up pretty quickly, I would say the main thing that makes me the most different, and not a little different, but the most different is my versatility. That's what I want to say. And more so, too, what I stand for and represent, not only with my music, but outside of my music. So, like, there's no one sound you're ever going to be able to really pin to me. I touch all aspects of music, and that's something that really, I would say, separates me from most artists, because most artists, and this is not an issue, but a little problem I ran into with labels. Like, they kind of told me it's hard to pin me to one sound. And I was like, I never thought versatility would ever be an issue. Like, you know what I'm saying? That sounds crazy to me, but so that's where I say I stand out, because even when you listen to my music, there's very few like people to really compare me to. Like, I've heard some small comparisons, but I feel like I'm in my own lane for real. Like, so yeah, it's a little different over here. You feel me?
Yeah, I definitely get that versatility vibe. Another song that I really like was 1994. That got a little slower beat, a good flow.
Oh, the 94 vibes?
Yeah, the 1994 vibes.
Yes, sir.
That got a little different.
Yeah.
Definitely a good project right there. So with everything going on, how were you able to be productive through times like this when everything's going wrong? Just having the focus, Corona, Black Lives Matter, all this stuff going on. How are you able to be productive and do your thing?
That's a great question as well. And to answer that, I would say, especially with, everything that's going on, like you just touched on, Corona, Black Lives Matter, it's hard to stay focused with all of these things going on. So for me personally, the main thing is I'm just still never satisfied like with where I'm at. So no matter what's going on, I still got to be on my grind at all times. You know what I'm saying? Because like for most people too, I would say like I'm not lucky, but I'm fortunate enough to where the industry I'm in and the career that I'm like my career path, I can work from home. I can create my content anywhere at any time. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thankful for that. I'm fortunate for that. But more so than anything, it's just about what are you gonna do? Are you gonna sit down and let the storm hit you, or you gonna go full force into the storm? And I'm gonna go full force into the storm every time with my head held high, and my grind will never stop, not for nobody or anyone. So
That's what's up. That's what's up.
yeah,
Definitely a message to be said right there. Do things
sure.
going wrong, definitely keep your head up and keep grinding and things like that. And that's what I like to. That's what I like to give off to people nowadays is the fact that you gotta really keep your head in the game. Like it's like a sport. I grew up playing football and things like that. And when things go wrong, that's the best time to see who you are. It's the best time to be productive.
Just to touch on that, I want to say one thing. The easiest thing to do is quit. That's the easiest thing to do. So as soon as you decide to do that, you already like. I don't want to say you lost, but you lost. Like I know people that tell me like, you see the successes from the outside. You don't see the grind. You don't see the struggle. You don't see the process. You only see the end goal. So to somebody that may be a millionaire looking like they having the time of their life, enjoying life, they are, but you don't know what they went through. So with that being said, it's like if this guy would have gave up the first time he tried, the second, maybe the 17th, and the 18th time was the time to hit. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you don't keep going and you don't keep trying, you don't never know. Like, but what I will say also is eventually, if it's not working, it'll clearly kind of be evident that it's not working, and it might be time to switch it up a little bit. But you never know until you try. Don't never give up. That's the main point with that.
That's cool. That's real cool right there. So, why the title "Back to Savage" though? What was there a message behind that?
Back on Savage? Oh yeah, absolutely. And I'm glad you said it. This is also, I just want to state real quick. This is the first live podcast I've done since releasing both EPs and during Corona. So I haven't really got to touch on any of this stuff. I didn't really get to speak to nobody.
Yeah,
about
we
this.
get it on here. Then.
So we getting it on here. We getting it on here. First time. Let's get it. So yeah, I chose the title "Back Going Savage" because from April 7th to Growth was literally like April 7th was my first project I ever dropped professionally and officially. Like dropped that, test the waters. Growth was like, all right, the title is like self-explanatory. My music's getting better. I'm growing as a man. You feel me? Like I'm starting to learn more, both in the industry and about myself. But after Growth came out, I kind of went through a little like down period. I like to equate life to a roller coaster. That's like my favorite analogy. It's because it's always up and down. Like it's never all the way up and it's never all the way down. Like it's you have your high times, you got your low times. Like so after I dropped from April 7th to Growth, I had a lot of high time. Like you feel me? And a lot of very small bad times in between there. So after Growth dropped, I kinda got a little like not sidetracked, but caught up in life. Like from women to family to finances. Like I said, I'm independent, so I'm not on no label. There's nobody funding me but me. So it's hard to grasp everything you got going on and still focus on what your main goal in your career is. So I kind of got a little lost in everything that was going on, and I wasn't going as hard as I normally was. I wasn't producing content like I normally was. I wasn't even focused on money the way I should have been. Yeah. And it's like I woke up one day and was like, all right, I had an epiphany, a realization. I'm more so like, yo, we got to get back to like that savage you, that turned up you, that outwork me you, like that. Where is that at? You lost that. And like, I have my talks in the mirror. And so I was like, yeah, man, like I need to get back to going savage. Like, and I was like, yeah, like back going savage. Like, and I was like, all right, cool. And then I had like started murmuring some freestyle, and that's the song Spazzin', which is number 5 on there. Yeah. That's when I'm like, yeah, I'm back going savage. I'm back going savage. I'm turning up in my bag, I'm back going savage. You feel me? So that's the vibes for that. It's just, I'm back in my bag. You feel me? They count you out. It's okay. Get back in your bag. Get back going savage and just turn up on everybody. And that's literally what's happening once again right now. Thank God. Can't do nothing without God.
Definitely. And it didn't start there. Music didn't start there for you. You also had a Vine success and Vine career that was there and you were very known. I seen you and not knowing that was you. I'm like, yo, that's crazy. Seeing millions of people. And I just definitely wanted to say, like, with everything, how did that all start? How did Vine come about? Was it just some like I was like, it was popping?
Yeah, and one thing just for the record, I like to say, let me make this story short, and it kind of never ends up being short because there's always so many details in it, but I'm going to try to make this story as short as possible. All right, so I had a freestyle on YouTube. You know, just a regular little like 2-minute freestyle, rap freestyle. It was gaining some a little attention. It was gaining a little attention around like our neighborhood and, you know, the neighboring cities and stuff.
Yeah.
So a mutual friend of mine and my cousin, he contacted my cousin and was like, yo, so what's up with him? Like, you know, like what is he doing with the music or whatever? And, you know, at the time I was in college. I was at William Patterson. I was a freshman. I didn't have no idea on what I wanted to do. I just knew I could rap. You know, I had skills and stuff like that. So long story short, he sets up a meeting. Like, I didn't know my mutual friend. He was the stepson of a A&R that works at Atlantic Records. I didn't know none of this yet. So I get a call like while I'm in in break between classes in my dorm, and it's a New York number. New York numbers don't call me, so I'm real confused. I don't like to answer numbers I don't know. I said that in one of my songs too, but I answer. I'm just like, let me pick this shit up. Like, pick it up, and he's like, yo, this is Eric Nix, A&R Atlantic Records. Like, can I speak to Jabbar? I'm looking for Jabbar, and I'm like,
no way.
Hey, hold on, wait a minute, hold on. Like, I'm like, yeah, I'm Jabbar. What's up? Like, he's like straight to the point. Like, so what you want to do with this music? Like, what's your plan? I'm like, well, shit, I'm in college right now. Like, I'm a freshman. I'm dormant. Like, I didn't really have no idea of the music. And he was like, yeah, no, you're stuttering too much. It's either you want to do this shit and take it serious or not. Like, and I was like, no, yeah, I want to take it serious. Like, I think that's what I want. So, long story short, again, from that point on, I dropped out of Willie P. Like, literally, I dropped out like the next, I think, 2-3 weeks, and I didn't withdraw. So I just left the school and ended up having to pay my grants back for that. So don't do that. Don't do that. If you want to drop out of college, please go to the dean and withdraw. Don't do what I did. They're gonna snatch your grants and make you pay them back. But okay, so yeah, I had my first meeting with the guy, and he's like, I don't even want to talk about music. Like, it's clear that you can make music. He was like, you don't have no fan base. That's the problem. That's the issue. That's what we need to figure out. And I'm like, all right, cool. Like, so what do I have to do? He's like, my mission for you is to gain 10K on any social media platform. And he was explaining to me, like, this is the booming of the social media era. This was like 2012. I mean, so there was only like MySpace out, Tumblr, Instagram only had pictures. There was no Vine. Twitter was popping, but it was just, you was lit for talking shit. So when he said that to me, I'm like, 10,000. Like, I'm locally kind of popping already, but 10,000 is kind of crazy. I'm like, 10,000, damn. So I go to my Twitter. I'm like, I got like 1,300 on there. I guess I'll try starting there. That shit didn't work. It was too hard to gain on there. I'm like, okay. Do y'all know, you know who Justine Skye is?
Justine Skye.
She's an R&B singer, dark-skinned girl, very pretty, beautiful.
I don't know.
But you can just look her up after. She was his artist at the time, and she was popular on Tumblr. So this is where he was getting at with the booming of the social media. Like, he's like, they don't even really know her for her music yet, but they love her artsiness and her personality on his website. So they're following her there, and eventually we're gonna get them to listen to her music.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I get what the 10K is for now, but it's like, how the fuck am I? How you expect me to just get 10K though? Like. I'm a little attractive, the most handsome nigga. I ain't tall like that. I'm like, what am I supposed to do? So I'm like, all right, cool. I'm sitting there thinking. I swear to God, like 3 days later, Vine hits the market, opens. And I'm like, let me see what this is about. I wasn't just super susceptible to it. I was just like, let me see what it's about. Mm-hmm. I check it out, and it was 6-second videos, but that's not what got me. It's the fact that they looped. So if you just leave the phone there, the video just gonna keep replaying over and over and over and over once the 6 seconds is up. So that's what I like, because I do music. So I'm thinking of loops as far as like making something catchy. It's just gonna keep replaying.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's when I got into like.
Yeah. She just.
And then you
flagged.
add some words while you make a beat. And then that's just gonna replay and then replay and then replay. So that was the shit that got me. I was like, okay, I think this is something I could mess with. I took my chances. At first, it started out real quiet, real calm. Then I started going to like local events, and people was like, yo, like I seen a couple of your vines, like them shit is kind of funny, like you keep trying this. I'm like, I mean, I was gonna keep doing it anyway, but I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And then like I say like 4 or 5 months down the road of just me creating videos, putting them out, deleting shit I ain't like, I finally caught one. And that shit started going viral, and then from there it was history after that. Like, We made a couple internet groups, got together. We came up with a plan, get everybody popping. And that's the thing about me. Like, I don't like eating alone. Like, I never like being at the top by myself. That shit is not my vibe at all. So once we got together, the other like potential top viners that were coming up, me, a couple other people, we all got into a group, started helping each other out, shouting each other out, revining each other's stuff. Got to 1 million. And it was just like, yo, I got 1 million fucking followers on Vine. Like, yo, this shit is fucking crazy. Like,
it's like a dream right there to
that
some
shit
people.
was unbelievable. Like, and then, we took it to 2 million, and then it ended. Like,
yeah, so definitely, I wanted to ask you about that. So, like, how did it make you feel when Vine just completely just went off the map?
Okay, I'll tell you 2 things. When it first happened, I didn't care because it was a different time in life, and I was so on a pedestal that it was like, I don't give a fuck. I'm lit already.
Yeah.
It was going to come and go eventually. And my whole plan from the beginning was I was only doing this to get people to listen to my music anyway. So you get what I mean? It never was like I was in this to be a comedian, an actor, none of that. And I have those abilities, and I'm going to exploit them. Don't get it twisted. And I have exploited them, but that's never what I got on Vine for. Like, majority of my friends on Vine that were popular literally their goal was to be an actor. Like, they're trying to get to Hollywood and all that. That was never my goal. I just wanted to get 10K. Tell people that was my mission from my dude. Like, he said 10K. I got
you got 2
million. I got 2. You feel me? So
that's
when it ended, at first I was like, I don't give a fuck. Like, my music popping now. Like, I had the Hennessy record out. I was all over the world. I'm not all over the world, but like all over the country and shit. I'm doing so I was chilling. Then it started to kind of hit me though, like, damn, that was my biggest platform though. Like, I probably only had like 100K on Instagram or like 90K on Instagram because I was never into cross promoting my socials like that. So the second feeling was like, damn, I miss Vine. I'm not even gonna lie, I dead miss Vine because like the content creation days now are mad different. Like, you got to be on Instagram, YouTube. YouTube is the best one to be on, period. Like, that's the best one. But you got to have full thought out processes. You got to be willing to sit and really like get into your content and the editing and stuff. But nothing hit like Vine. So like when that started hitting me, like, cause I got on Instagram and I started doing, videos too, and they was getting good receptiveness.
Yeah, I've seen that.
But it was just like, it's just not the same. And it started getting oversaturated because there was like, before there were the Shiggy shows and Desi Banks, Drewski Funnies, all of these dudes that are so super popular right now. There was me, you feel me, the King Batches and all those guys. And King Batch still does his thing, but the comedy lane now is just so super oversaturated. They recycling jokes and doing jokes we did 6 years ago. So for me, it's just not refreshing, and it doesn't make me want to create content on like these small platforms no more. But that's why I'm going to YouTube now. Like, I just ordered my camera. Okay. I'm gonna start my vlogging. I got like short internet films I'm working on right now. Like, I'm writing my scripts out. Cause like, that's the thing. Like, I'm gonna get to movies and all of that stuff eventually, but YouTube is the perfect place to start. So like, that's my next venture.
Definitely. Vine was definitely a stepping stone. I seen that.
Real quick too. Vine is history. Like, I'm literally etched in history now because of what I decided to do on Vine. Like, you feel no, for real. Like, you got to think about it. Vine already hasn't been an app on the market it's 2020 for 3 years now. Yeah. I still get stopped. I mean, I have a kind of distinctive face, but I still get stopped for that. Like, not as much as I used to because it was bad. Yeah. But like, people will be like, wait a minute, are you Jabbar Hakeem? And I'm like, yeah, like, what's good? They like, yo, I used to, I be with, I mean, and I'm like, yo, that's such a blessing because this ain't been an app for 3 years. Yeah. So I must have done well enough to where like you still get noticed and stuff. That's pretty cool. So
yeah, I do see that on YouTube. You already kind of got like a YouTube channel of yourself for all your Vines, like Vines completions. It's like 20, 30 minutes long, and you watch those, you just bring you back memories. Nostalgic. It's like memories. It's like, that's never going away. So that's just something that, something that was used for so little just to promote your music, but actually made history.
It's like wildfire.
I'm telling you. Did you expect something like that to happen, or?
I hate to sound like conceited and stuff like that because I'm not. I'm just very aware of who I am and my capabilities. So what I did do when I first made Vine, and I told you I fell in love with the way you could create content on there pretty quickly. So I went to my Facebook, and I probably had like 300 followers, which is nothing. And I screenshotted my profile, and I said, I'm gonna be big on here one day. And then I posted that to my Vine. I posted that to my Facebook. So it was like a manifestation in my head. Like I knew I would get some. I didn't not where I got. Honestly, like 2 million, a billion loops. That's kind of like far fetched in my head. I never thought all of that, but like some type of credibility and recognition, I knew I could get there. So yeah,
Definitely. And that was just the start of your career. And when I realized you was really blowing up, it's like one day I was driving home. I never listened to the radio, but one day I was like, let me listen to the radio. Next thing you know, I'm driving home. I hear Jabbar Hakeem. I think it was Hot 97.
Yep.
And I was like, nah, let me turn this up real quick.
Yes, sir.
And I was like, oh, he really on the radio.
Shout out to my guy Funk Flex. Shout out to Hip Hop Mike. Shout out to Rosenberg. Shout out to Enough. But mainly shout out to Flex. He the one that really got the ball rolling with me. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Rosenberg too. He was the shout out to Rosenberg because he was the first person to ever play Hennessy on the radio. He was the first person to do it. It was a late night segment, but he was the first person. So shout out to him. And there was no bag involved. I've never paid no DJs to ever play my music.
Yeah.
So shout out to him. And super, super, super shout out to Flex. If you see this, Flex, stop playing with me. We going back up. Shout out to you though, bro, for really genuinely spinning my records and showing much love to me. You heard? Yeah.
For sure. So after your song got up, did your sales increase when your song was playing on the radio?
Oh yeah. I mean, they increased, but like it's so much behind what really goes on, especially with a record when it's like starting to catch fire or become a little lit. It's so much background politics that go on with the record. So minimally, yeah, my sales are gonna increase because you're spending me on High 97. Like,
Yeah.
but in the end, it's not no campaign behind it either. So besides him spending it, any other sales are coming just organic and natural. But like I said, shout out to Flex. I'll never be mad that he spun my joint because I ain't pay nobody, no nothing. He did that off the strength of his heart, and I know Flex, he don't do stuff like that. So yeah, sales definitely went up.
Fan base too?
Of course. I mean, it's Flex. He's literally, and Flex, I ain't gonna lie, it's me talking right now, so you know you annoying. But but you still like the most legendary DJ to ever hit radio. So you feel me?
So Flex, if you hear this right now, Jabbar, he trying to get back on there.
He gonna hear it. I ain't even do my Flex freestyle. And like that's the way like things work out. Like I was so young and naive and immature to the industry at that point when stuff was going on. So I didn't really know too much. But like now the way I got things, I'm more in control. So it's time to really start turning up. Flex, let's get that freestyle rocking. We're gonna set that up. I'm coming to burn it down. You already know that.
You already know that. Master Flex. I wish I could be like on there right there.
Come on, man. We're gonna be there soon, bro. Real soon.
But I seen that your career started with that song. So what you making in your name? What you making your name pop up like that with coming out of New Jersey? You have Lauryn Hill. You have Fetty Wap. You have all these Redman. How do you feel coming out of New Jersey? Did you see yourself making a name for yourself?
I mean, yeah, it didn't. For me personally, it didn't really have too much to do with Jersey. That's just me, like in who I am, in the sense of who I am. I gotta be something of myself. That's me. But Jersey does play a heavy role. That's why I'm always shouting and representing Jersey, because I'm such a New Jersey person to the T. Like wherever I go, I rep Jersey. And
Jersey, stand up.
You got to everybody. And I rep the whole Jersey too. I don't rep just where I'm from. I rep Jersey as a whole. But like,
is Central Jersey part? Is Central Jersey part of New Jersey?
I mean, for the podcast, yeah. For the podcast, yeah. But a lot of people don't even know the true history like of New Jersey's hip hop scene, and like it's bad. It's like just off of somebody you name right, like Lauryn Hill. Like she's might be the greatest R&B rap female artist ever. Like we got Queen Latifah, we got a bunch of like the names are endless. But I'm just so proud to be from here. Fetty, that's my guy. You know that. Shout out Fetty. Shout out Koi. Shout out Sue. Shout out all the new leaders, Lil Boogie, Eddie, Max Stacks. Shout out everybody, man. Shout out everybody right now. But I love Jersey, and Jersey's a part of me. I'm just happy to be even mentioned with those names. You know what I'm saying? That's just super dope for me. Like that's beautiful.
Yeah, definitely. Nothing like Jersey. I went to move to California. I had to come back because nothing like Jersey.
Man, I tell you this, man. The first time I was out in Cali, like you know how we are, like we kind of we uppity, like as
Yeah,
East
yeah,
Coast
yeah.
people, Northeast people, and especially me. Like I'm from New Jersey and I'm super uppity already, so I'm like this, I'm like this, I'm like this, I'm like. So when I first got to Cali, I'm in my first Hills party, and like I'm like, yeah, it was good. Like I'm saying, what's probably I'm just, I mean, they like, oh, well, you must be from like New York or New Jersey or something, bro. I'm like, yeah, I'm from Jersey. Like I just said that, but like, what's good though? Like, you know what I mean? They like, yeah, you so uppity and you so like, I'm like, yeah, cause like over there, we real movie. Like we alert. We gotta keep it going. Like, you know what I'm saying? So. Ain't
That's
no
true
place
facts.
like Jersey. And we get all 4 seasons, man. Stop playing, man. We get all 4 seasons. You know, in Cali, it's people that never seen snow ever in their life.
At all.
Never. That's a figment of imagination to them.
Facts. And it
For
barely
real. Only
rains
in
too.
movies. Like, shit's crazy. Barely rains ever. So
Cali, yeah, that's crazy.
it's crazy.
So you saying that you've been to the Hills party? You saying that you King Batch and things like that? So you really been networking and connecting with different people,
Yeah.
and that's real big.
Network is key.
So how that helped you in your production of your rap career and your music and things like that?
Man, listen, I'll tell everybody, not just you. I tell everybody, networking is key. Communicational skills are the most important thing you're going to need. They try to tell you it's all about, listen, information is power also. I mean, knowledge is always power. Don't get it twisted. But who you know is going to get you further than anything you almost ever learned. And I hate that it's that way, but I'm just letting y'all know what it is. And so networking, meeting people, speaking to people, not being afraid to use your voice and speak on how you feel also when you meet these people will get you where you need to be. And that's as simple as it is. Find people that have similar interests to what you're trying to do and looking for. Get with them and then grind hard, and eventually you'll keep getting around the same people, bro. And it's just like, you got to exchange numbers. You got to exchange contacts. You got to pull up on people. You got to, you got to sacrifice time. You got to do a lot of that stuff.
With your music, have you reached out to any big time artists to get on the track or?
That's the thing too. Like with the way the industry works, it's like kind of like what I was touching on before. It's a lot of politics that go on like behind the scenes, and one of the main things is a lot of these artists are on labels. Yeah. So even if I become cool with them as a person, like if me and the baby, right, got cool at a party or something,
yeah,
we'll exchange contact information and everything will be cool. But his label might not be like, yeah, we don't want to clear that feature right now. So that's just like, I'm be looking at the baby like, bro, we just had the greatest night ever. Like you told me we was about to do 50 songs, we was do an EP, all of this. Like now you talking about your label is saying they can't clear stuff. So like with me, I like to really stay not to myself, but for me and the people I'm kind of working with that are up and coming. Like I love up and coming people more so because nobody's on an ego, nobody's on a pedestal. And it's not really the ego pedestal. It's more so the label. Like it's really the label thing, like the main thing. So I have a lot of famous friends, like, and things are in the works. It's just a process.
Yeah.
But don't be surprised when y'all see my name featuring big names, because it's already in the works. It's coming. It's nothing for me to be surprised of because I'm already better than majority of these people. But for y'all, I know y'all gonna love this. Just be ready the way y'all asking for it. That's all I'm saying. Just be ready, please.
I'm ready. I'm already ready.
It's gonna get really hectic. Like
I'm trying to see what's up. So as we come here as a Landon, last couple of questions. Definitely want to touch up on the current events. We mentioned a little bit about, Black Lives Matter movement. Yeah. And that's just something that's really big for, rappers, because, hip hop is culture right there.
It's culture.
That's definitely our culture. So with coming with rappers and things like that, do you feel as though that rappers are speaking enough on Black Lives Matter movements and what's going on?
I feel like a lot of rappers are speaking out in a way that I wouldn't imagine seeing as many people are. So I don't want to just go out there and be like, nah, not enough people, because like a lot more than I thought are speaking out, and I'm very proud of that. I feel like the main thing that's the tough and tricky part is like, it's like I said, it's always politics and stuff behind things. So a lot of these people with these platforms, they know if they say certain things, sponsorship dollars are going out the window. Like you got potential job loss literally over just your opinion on these subjects. So it's tough. I will say I'm proud that enough people, I guess, are talking about it, but this is something that where everybody needs to be speaking on this. Like, it don't matter how big you are. If you black, you got any piece of drop of black in you, you got black friends, you like anything involving black culture, anything. And like, just to clear the air, we are never ever saying only Black Lives Matter. Nobody ever said that. We just trying to highlight black life right now because it seems to not matter. And that's the message. I mean, everybody matters, of course. We just trying to make sure our black people do. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is. So to all the rappers out there, man, just step up, man. Speak up, man. Put on for your people. Put on for all people. Educate people. Because a lot of people also just, they're ignorant because they weren't taught no different. And that's another part of me that I'm starting to learn now as I'm maturing. Like, I can't just fire off on everybody. It's like, damn, you don't know no better. But if you down to listen to me, I can educate you, and vice versa too. Because I may not know about your culture as well.
Exactly.
And I'm always down to learn. So Black Lives Matter is beautiful, tough. We here, and all rappers need to speak up. If you ain't a rapper that ain't spoke up yet, know what I'm saying, stop being scary. Your label ain't that big of a deal. Your life is.
Yeah, people definitely waiting for your message, man. A lot of people, a lot of kids, especially the young. We got to
Shout out
target
to
the
Lil
young.
Baby.
Oh yeah, definitely. That song was hard. That song was really hard, and it's not like he's speaking on it, and it's really popping. It's really popping. So I just want to say thank you for this, man. Thank you for coming on this.
Thank you
man.
for having me. Of course.
Let's talk about it. We getting everything: rap, business. Whatever you need to talk about, we're gonna talk about it.
I'll tell you one thing too. I love that name. Like, that name's really intriguing.
Yeah.
And let's talk about it. I like that a lot.
Appreciate that.
It's
Appreciate that. And let y'all know, Limitless Gear is out. Get it. DM me. Go on my Instagram on Avion_Irvin, and definitely tune in to the music, man.
Yes, indeed.
Back Going Savage.
Out right now.
Album, EP coming with the Quarantine Music is already out.
Quarantine
Stream
Music
that.
is out right now. My first EP, April 7th, is out right now. My Linktree link is in my bio, so there's no excuses. You click that link, it takes you to everything I have, all my socials. So for y'all that be ghost watching, this is for y'all. But this is for y'all. Know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Tune in right now, man, because when it's too late, it's too late. It ain't no looking back. I show love, but I don't show love to those that don't reciprocate it. New Jersey, Jabbar Hakeem, new leaders.
Let's get it.
Yes, sir.